My name is Daniel.
All right, well, speak up and be bold so that all may hear what you have to share.
Yes, my question. In earnest, my wife and I have started to try to have a child.
Try?
Yes.
Well, maybe that's why you're not having one, because you're trying to have one. Why don't you just have one instead?
That's my question.
Oh, all right. You do understand that children are the product of agreements you make with spirits who become your children?
Yes.
Do you understand that these things happen in perfect timing when they really need to?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you just relax and stop trying, it's more likely you'll have one?
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
Because the timing has already been agreed to. The appointments have already been made. The only way you can miss an appointment is by spending your energy and time worrying you will miss the appointment. That's the paradox. If you stop worrying you will miss the appointment, you won't miss the appointment. The child will be born, or children will be born, at the appointed timing that is representative of the agreements you made to be family in physical reality. So don't focus on it so strongly. Don't try so hard. Relax, relax, relax. If there is something you need to know about things you need to do that are physiological, the synchronicity in your life will let you know what those things are. If there are things you need to do energetically, the synchronicity in your life will present to you opportunities to handle the energetic balance. But you have to trust the way your life is unfolding. Do you understand?
Yes, and I am on that journey. We are on that journey of trust.
On the journey of trust. What's a journey of trust?
Well,
you either trust in something or you trust in something else.
The unfolding.
You don't have to learn how to trust.
The unfolding.
Yes, the unfolding,
yeah,
all right, the experience of unfolding.
Right.
But let's go back to the trust issue. Because the idea is you don't have to learn to trust. You only have to learn to trust in what you prefer as opposed to trusting in what you don't prefer. So it's not about learning to trust, it's about learning where to put your trust. So when you say a journey of trust, that's all you're actually learning, is how to let it be okay to trust what you prefer as opposed to creating reasons to continue to trust what you don't prefer. Yes? That's the journey you're talking about. It's not a journey of learning to trust. You understand the difference?
I understand.
All right.
Yeah.
Because there's no such thing as a lack of trust. There is only a trust in lack. Make sense?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So,
thank you.
does this help you?
Absolutely. I believe this has been what we've been doing, and we've come to this point.
Yes,
In
but you
earnest.
haven't been doing it because you're asking the question and stating it in a manner that says you're trying to have a child.
Well, in earnest, we've just
Is
got
that
to-
a particular town or something on your planet? You keep saying in earnest.
the combination of things have finally come together.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to say.
No, all right. And why
And
didn't
now
you say
I'm
that?
just I take what you say about just lay back and
Yes.
the timing and the appointment of this
Yes.
will take place.
Yes.
And I appreciate that.
All right. Well, that's how it works.
Thank you.
Does that help?
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.
Anything else?
No?
All right.
Bye-bye.
Remember that on your unfolding, you're also in the process of becoming the parent to whom the child made the agreement to be born.
Good day, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I wanted to talk to you about my job today.
Go right ahead.
It's becoming apparent to me that it's not my highest excitement.
Oh, all right.
And
What do you want to do about that?
well, so I was thinking, okay, so what can I do about it?
No, yes, that's
Yeah.
the question we just asked.
Right. And
Now, what
so-
can you do about it?
well, nothing's coming down to me.
Nothing?
Nothing. Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, I mean,
That's
yeah.
amazing. I
Yeah.
don't know anyone in creation to whom nothing happens.
Well, what's coming down to me is is like wake up, go to work,
Yes.
and then that's about it.
Do you understand the idea of acting on your highest excitement?
I do.
Well, then You're not doing it, though. How
Well-
can you understand it and not do it? If you're
Well-
not doing it, I would suggest you don't actually understand it.
Okay.
Would you like clarity?
Okay, go ahead.
All right. We understand that you have to honor whatever belief system you may be holding on to for your own reasons, and if you really believe that your excitement can't support you in life, then of course it wouldn't be wise to let go of the things you believe do support you. You understand?
Yes.
Because again, as we say, it does you no good to jump off a cliff if you don't believe you have a parachute. But if you at least give yourself the opportunity to do what you can that excites you, a step at a time, day at a time, an hour at a time, if you at least give yourself some opportunity to start acting on your excitement to the best of your ability with absolutely no insistence on the outcome, you will begin to see over whatever time you want it to take, over whatever time you're comfortable with it taking, you'll begin to see that your excitement can begin to support you. But you have to take the step. If you don't take any steps in the direction of your excitement at all, you can never be shown that it can support you. And when we talk about acting on your excitement, we don't mean you have to have an idea of a particular project, a job, a career. We mean at every given moment you are capable of making a choice to act on something that has more excitement attached to it than any other option. We are going to assume, not meaning to be egotistical, that you are here today because taking action on coming here today to have this conversation is something that excited you, yes?
Yes.
Well, you acted on it.
Yes.
So what prevents you from acting on anything else that contains the highest amount of excitement?
Well, outside of work, I believe I'm really following my highest excitement, you know.
But you are saying that this is outside of work.
Correct.
So is there something you would rather be doing that you're not allowing yourself to act on?
Yes, I would rather be sprint kayaking, training full time.
And why not do that?
Because
Because you can't imagine how it would support you?
yes.
Then there is something in your imagination that needs dusting. You need to have a stronger imagination. And you need to know that if you imagine bigger, you will experience bigger. Yes? If you imagine small, you'll experience small.
Okay.
Yes? And if you imagine that these things can't support you, they will not be capable of demonstrating that they can support you. But if you imagine big and you don't worry about the details so much, again, as long as you actually truly understand that that's possible and maybe even probable, and you're not having a belief that says, if I leave my old job, I will never be supported. As long as you have that belief, don't leave your job. But if you understand that it's possible for your excitement to support you, then at least take the steps you can take and start to open up your visualization and your imagination to have a bigger picture of how it might be possible for something that you love to do to actually be capable in an unexpected way of supporting you. The thing that I know hangs up a lot of people on your planet is that the way in which the support comes is usually very unexpected. And many people on your planet insist on having to know exactly how something's going to happen before they're willing to act on it. But you see, that's the brake. That is applying the brake. There is absolutely no way that your physical mind is ever going to be capable of knowing how something is actually going to manifest. It might be able to have a lucky guess now and then that coincides with what the higher mind actually is capable of manifesting, but more often than not, the higher mind will bring you the support in a manner that is completely unexpected and completely different from the way your physical mind imagined it had to come. That's why it's so important to drop the assumption, drop the insistence, drop the expectation of what the outcome is supposed to look like. That's why when we talk about visualization, it's all well and good to have a visualization of the ideal reality that you see yourself living. But the idea is that the visualization is only for the purpose of generating the state of excitement that that vision represents. As soon as the state of excitement is generated, you have to completely drop the picture. Gone. And let the higher mind take that vibrational state of excitement and actually manifest the thing that is actually more representative of what will serve you best than your physical mind was capable of imagining. Is this making some sense?
Yes.
All right, so The idea is to understand that there are certainly people on your planet that are being magnificently supported in life by doing things that other people would think would be crazy to do, that they would never get supported by. But there are many examples on your planet of people doing things that people said would never support them, and yet they're being supported. Are there not?
Yes, there are.
So if they can do it, why not you? Are you an exception to the rule?
No, sir.
Oh, sir, so formal. All right. Well, what reasons are you creating why that wouldn't work for you? What definitions are you holding on to that are resisting your natural self?
Well, I mean, maybe it's just, you're right, maybe it's just a matter that I should start visualization on how I want to see it.
That's all well and good,
Yeah.
but the idea is, again, remember that how you see it is not the idea. How you want to see it is not necessarily how it will look.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yes.
You can't insist on how the outcome should appear.
Yes.
But the idea is that if you start acting on the best you can act on, to the best of your ability, of the highest excitement, without the assumption of the outcome being any particular way, you will begin to see that synchronicity in your life will lead you to the next circumstance, the next situation, the next opportunity, the next person you need to know, you need to meet, you need to interact with at exactly the right place, at exactly the right time, and it will begin to show you that you can be supported. Yes?
Yes.
Are you willing to buy into the idea that it can work that way?
Oh, of course. And I feel like I'm doing that.
Obviously not.
I don't know where I'm going wrong. And maybe it's just
It's not about going wrong.
Okay.
But you yourself have said, in a manner of speaking, by holding on to the job you don't prefer,
Yeah.
that action, that behavior itself says you are not actually using the tool. So you can say all day long, well, I thought I was using it, all the while you're holding on to this anchor. I think I'm following my excitement. But as long as you have a firm grip on that weight, you're not. Because that weight, vibrationally, is not part of the vibrational equation that defines your excitement. You
Okay.
understand? So you're the one that's creating a definition that is actually contradictory to the definition of excitement by holding on to something that is not representative of your excitement because you still believe you need to. That is a different definition than the definition of excitement. Do you understand?
Okay.
So you have to look at this more holistically. I understand that there may be times when you fully act on your excitement, but obviously what we're actually discussing are the times that you don't, because you're the one that brought up the idea that you're doing a job you don't prefer to do.
Right.
Yes?
Yes.
So that's the situation we're discussing here.
Yes.
Correct? All right. So now that that's clear, do you feel a little bit more strongly that it is probable that your highest excitement, whatever form it comes in, can actually support you in some way, shape, or form? And are you willing to take at least a bigger step in that direction as best as you can?
Yes.
All right. Then if you just keep doing that, your excitement will eventually prove to you that it can support you. And at whatever pace is comfortable for you, you will finally be willing to let go of the weight that holds you back.
Okay.
But that time span is completely in your hands. You could do it in the blink of an eye. You could take 20 years. It's up to you. But what I'm simply telling you is, it's completely up to you.
Okay.
The time span is up to you.
Yeah.
As soon as you know, not even just believe, as soon as you know your excitement can support you, you'll drop those weights. Because those weights don't even belong to you. You understand?
I understand.
They're not yours.
Right.
They came from someone else who taught you that you had to hold on to them out of fear. You're afraid that if you let them go, you'll float off into the stratosphere and disappear. But really, the idea is that the things that are truly you will keep you exactly where you need to be. Because excitement is, what? A complete kit. What does that mean, Bashar? Thank you, I'll tell you. Excitement is a complete kit. It is the driving engine of your life, the organizing principle of your life, the path of least resistance in your life, the thread that leads to all other expressions of excitement in your life. It is also the reflection of all the things within you that you may be holding on to that are not representative of excitement. As you act on your excitement, one of the first things it will do is bring to your attention those things within you that are not representative of your excitement, to give you the opportunity to clear them out so that you can transform them into more excitement. Excitement is a complete kit. It leaves nothing out that you truly need in your life. So the more you are willing to act on it fully, the more you will be able to use the tools appropriately, and the more clearly the tools will work for you.
Okay,
Follow me?
I follow you.
So by holding on to something that you don't prefer, and it's all right if you do, because again, the pace of change is up to you. But if you're holding on to something you don't prefer and saying, well, I'm acting on my excitement even while I'm holding on to this thing, it's like someone handing you a hammer and asking you to nail a nail in a board and you using the wooden end of the hammer. I don't understand why it's not going in. You're not using the tool the way it was designed to be used. You understand?
I understand.
Does this help?
I believe so, yeah.
Do you know so?
You know, I know so.
Oh, all right. Does this help you then?
Yes,
Thank
thank you. Good day.
Please, all of you, to the best of your ability, remember that these ideas we are discussing are not just nice ideas. They are not just philosophies. They are not just affirmations. They are a description of physics. This is how the mechanism of existence actually functions. It's not an opinion. It's an observation. And you can experience the result of that observation very transparently yourselves when you use the tools in the way they were designed to be used. It's as simple as that. And
Good morning, Bashar.
good day to you.
I have a question building on this last gentleman.
Oh, all right.
With regard to using excitement perhaps as a tool to retrieve or to meet up with something that I have created in another version of myself, in another dimension.
Yes.
For example, I'm writing a book.
You're
And
writing a book.
I've been told by several channelers I've already written this book, and it
Yes.
exists in, wherever.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. How can it occurred to me that I'm kind of reinventing the wheel by rewriting the book all over again. Why can't I just
You can. You can
retrieve-
channel it.
Can I channel the book I've already written somewhere else into this current dimension I'm living in?
Are you asking, can you simply allow the book to instantaneously appear?
Yes.
Yes, it's possible, but it's not probable. And I'll tell you why. You want the experience of writing it.
Okay, so it's the journey, not the end
The
result.
journey is the destination. The
Okay.
process is the point.
But I'm going to redoing the journey and the process all over again?
No,
no.
it's never the same. You know the old Zen saying on your planet, you can't step into the same river twice?
I don't know that, but I do now.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's never absolutely identical because you are unique. So you, by doing it and going through the process of doing it, it will enrich you in a unique way that is completely different, or even a little bit different, doesn't matter, it's still completely different from any other version of you that may have already created the book.
Okay.
Because
No,
they
that
did it
helps.
their way.
And
Because
that
they are a
isn't-
unique perspective. That's why they're a different version of you. Because there needs to be another perspective.
Okay.
So you are unique. Don't deprive the world of the unique expression of the book, and don't deprive yourself of the unique experience of the process that you are going to enjoy, and the things you're going to discover about yourself that will enrich your understanding of who and what you are in the experience of writing the book.
Oh.
But certainly you can get into a higher state of alignment with the concepts, and you can download it and in a sense channel it relatively effortlessly.
Okay.
That's up
Okay.
to you.
All right. No, that helps.
But enjoy the process, because that's what it's all about. And in a sense, that's all there is. There is no destination. There is no goal.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Does that help?
It does.
And
One last question. It's more of a curiosity. The last time I talked with you, I think it was up in Berkeley, and I had been standing in line, and I was actually having almost a panic attack. I realized later, I think you had said that when we come in contact with higher intelligence, sometimes some of the lower emotions come up and they have to filter through.
Yes.
But what helped me was as I got closer up in line, there was this pervasive aroma of roses.
Yes.
And it calmed me down immediately, and I
Yes.
spoke with you, and I came back and I mentioned to the people around me, I go, do you smell this wonderful aroma? It was everywhere. Nobody had smelled that
No.
scent of roses.
no,
And I
that
read-
was just for you.
And where does that come from? Just the universe and its...
Well, its activation comes from the idea of your guides and your own higher mind. And
Okay.
thus it is a vibration that is generated within your consciousness that allows you to have a physical representative experience of the shift in that frequency.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes, it
So it
does.
was happening, in a sense, internally, even though you had a physiological experience of it.
Right.
Yes?
Okay. Yes. Thank
Does
you
that
very
help?
much. It does. Thank you.
Thank you.
God, hi.
And a you good day. Everyone is singing tonight.
You
Speak
make
up,
us sing.
speak up.
Speaking of dreams, I exercised my power of choice by choosing not to dream when I was younger, and it's getting harder to choose to remember my dreams. Do you have any baby steps to help me remember them?
Why do you believe you need to?
I am excited for them, and I think I would enjoy them.
I see. You understand that physical reality is also a type of dream, yes? Mm-hmm. Well, do you remember what happened in your physical life?
Yes.
Then you remember your dreams.
Okay.
What if you don't need to remember your dreams because you're living your dreams in physical reality?
Wow. That's
What about
kind of
that
awesome.
idea? Does that definition work for you?
Absolutely.
And if you allow that definition to work for you and don't need to remember, maybe you'll start remembering.
Okay, I'll do that.
You follow the paradox here?
Absolutely.
Use the power of paradox.
I will.
You are dreaming right now. Therefore, maybe you are living your dreams. Therefore, maybe you don't need to remember the ones that may occur at night, because you understand that what you call a dream is just your physical mind's way of creating symbols to remember an experience that you're having. And if you're having certain experiences that you know to remember right now would actually get in the way of living your physical dream, then maybe you don't need to know those things right now. And when you relax the need to know them, maybe then in perfect timing you will know what you need to know. Yes?
Yes,
But
gotcha.
you yourself can be the living dream. Remember that we no longer sleep because we are living the dream. We are lucid in the physical dream. Therefore, we are always dreaming and we are always awake. Maybe that's where you're heading. How do you know?
I think I do know.
All right. Did you dream that you knew that?
No, it's a choice and it's a feeling, I guess.
And it's a knowingness for you?
Yeah.
Then know that you're dreaming now. And the more you become lucid in this dream, the more you will connect to remembering whatever it is you need to know when you need to know it. Yes?
Yes.
Understand, we are discussing states of being. This is the science. It's all about resonance. It's all about frequency. It's all about states of being. When you allow yourself to engage in these dialogues with us, we are delivering to you the information that is necessary to allow you the greatest probability of getting into the state of being that will serve you best. So the path we take and the information we give is simply always designed for that particular experience. You understand?
Yes.
So you understand that you are having a dream with us right now. This is a dream.
It's a fun dream.
All right.
You also mentioned that we all have what you call staff, our guides.
Yes.
I feel like 2 of them have made them known to me, but I just can't remember their names properly. Do you mind letting me know who they are?
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
They kind of feel that way, actually. There's a strict one and a more loving one.
Yes. Well, the more loving one is Tweedledee. The stricter one is Tweedledum.
Okay. Thank you.
You understand that's not literally their name.
Yes.
But it
yes.
is the state of being you need for now. And they are happy to play this game with you.
I think so, yes.
And it in and of itself is a dream.
Yeah, they gave me their names and then they wiped half of it away, so it sounds like them.
You did. for your own purposes.
Okay. That I don't know of yet.
You will when you wake up in the dream you're having right now.
Okay. I will leave it up to my higher mind. So thank you so much.
All right. Sweet dreams.
Good day, Bashar.
And are you a good day?
In December, you were talking about the fall of 2016.
Yes, I was.
I believe, but I'm not positive, in what reference you made this comment, but I've been very curious ever since. You said that you, or a
Yes.
group of people, I don't know who, beings, were waiting for us to change something. Do you remember making that statement? And
Yes.
is it appropriate
But
to...
we're not waiting. We are watching to
So
see
are-
if you choose to change certain things.
is there-
Remember, this is all about leading up to the idea of contact more openly. Therefore, certain things need to change to give us an indication that you're actually moving more strongly in the direction of choosing contact more openly. So we are watching, but we're not waiting.
So that was what you were referring to, contact?
For the most part,
So it's for us to be less afraid and more open and,
yes.
okay.
Because then you are matching our frequency more closely, and when you match our frequency more closely, you increase the probability of existing in a similar reality, and thus we can interact more closely. Right now, you are too vastly different from our frequency.
Okay. So that leads me into another thought that I've had often, and I have done what I have learned to call programming. It's a type of,
It's a permission slip.
yes, a permission slip. So, but I sometimes feel that maybe my focus would be better suited to just raising my resonance.
Which is also what you can use permission slips for, if you wish. But again, the basic permission slip is to act on your highest excitement to the best of your ability with no insistence on a particular result. That's the basic permission slip. All
Okay.
other permission slips take their cue from that formula.
So as we're looking at the circus around politics that's happened these last 2 years,
Your planet is quite full of clowns, isn't it?
yes, it's amazing.
Yes.
So instead of getting all worked up over it and fearful and
Why would
angry,
you choose to do that?
It's kind of there's a lot of bait, you know.
Don't take the bait.
Okay. Okay.
Are you a fish?
No.
Then don't
So-
swallow it hook, line, and sinker.
So what I was thinking is a better response would be to take that and strongly put intention towards what you prefer.
And action. You must take physical action to ground the intention. So do the things that are representative, act to the best of your ability in all the ways you can that are more representative of the version of Earth that you prefer, the version of society you prefer.
Well, that's where I get confused on what action. Some of these structures, like the legal system, it's so...
It's so what? You created it. Change it. Or create
How?
your own.
How?
Create a new one. And suggest to everyone that this might be something they would prefer to replace the other one with.
Okay, well, I have ideas, but I don't know where to go with them.
Then you're not relying on your imagination enough. Because
Okay.
you may be taking it too literally. The idea is you can act out many different things even by mocking them up. Why not have a mock election?
Can you
Gather
say?
your friends and vote the way you wish to vote and elect who you wish to elect in a mock election. Even if it's not what you consider to be the actual one, you are actually acting it out and creating an energy state. And that leaks into your planet, even if you just mock it up. Do the best you can. Take what actions you can. Don't limit your imagination and think, well, if it's not the real thing, I can't do anything. You can do many things. You need to be more playful, more imaginative, and know that that actually has an effect.
Okay,
You understand?
but I don't know who we would be voting for.
Create your own candidate.
Oh, just make one up and make
Why
them all-
not?
Okay.
If the candidate you make up is more representative of the attributes you would prefer to elect, then make one up. Take it as far as your imagination can take it. Don't sell yourself short.
Okay. Okay.
Don't stop yourself. Loosen up. Let your imagination run.
Okay. Great.
That's just one suggestion. See what other suggestions your higher mind and your imagination can come up with. Be
So
creative
When I get an idea, then just start asking for ways to act on it.
and act on it. It'll
Okay.
come, even if it seems, oh no, here's that word, crazy. Act on it to the best of your ability if it's representative of what you prefer, representative of your excitement. Many of you have already heard stories of people mocking things up before they actually manifested in their lives. Yes? You can do the same. Do
Okay.
you not believe you have the power to make a difference?
No, I believe I have tremendous power to make a
Then it
difference.
has to go hand in hand with actual physical action in order to ground the energy, because you are experiencing yourself as a physical being. So just sitting and thinking about it isn't going to do much. You actually have to do the actions, the behaviors that are representative of what you wish and prefer to be true in the
Okay.
best way you can. And if you can't actually affect the structure that's there, make up your own structure to whatever degree you can and act on it.
Okay.
That will actually have an effect.
Okay.
You follow?
Yes.
Because again, please, all of you, remember, you never change the world you're on. Ever. You shift yourself bit by bit to different versions of Earth that are successfully and successively more reflective of the change you've made in yourself.
Okay.
The world that you were on a moment ago still exists and will never change. You're just focused in a different reality that is more representative of what you prefer.
So just raising your resonance doesn't get you to that other reality. You need to ground
You're
it
missing
in
the
action.
point. You can't really raise your resonance unless you actually do something
Okay.
that is representative of the raising of your resonance.
Okay.
You're not completing the circuit.
Okay.
You understand the difference?
Yes, I do.
You may raise your frequency to some degree through certain methodologies, but the idea is that even if you're just meditating, that's an action. It's a physical action.
Right.
But if you actually have a scenario that you're bringing into the meditation, then you need to make it a dynamic meditation and actually act it out to the best of your ability. Then you're putting that vibe, as you say, into the world. You're radiating that frequency
Okay.
to the point where somebody will then see you as an example of the change. And then you
Okay.
will attract people of like mind, and then you gather more and more and more, and before you know it, you're the majority. You
Okay.
understand?
Yes.
Does this help you?
Yes. So you said ground it,
Yes.
and that
The physical action acts to ground the energy in the physical reality so that there will actually be a physical effect.
so that makes me think of another issue that I wanted to ask you about. Sleep is sometimes not coming easily for me.
Maybe you're not on your natural biorhythmic cycle. Maybe you're forcing yourself to be asleep when you don't need to be and forcing yourself to be awake when you should be asleep.
Okay, because I like to sleep. I like to be awake in the middle of the night.
Then there you go.
So would it be helpful for me to ground my bed with all these things that they have come up with?
Not if you're not following your natural biorhythmic cycle. It's not
Okay.
going to do much good for you.
Okay.
Because then you're only forcing yourself into a cycle that's not natural.
Okay.
You understand?
So we
follow
shouldn't-
your natural cycle. It's not a should.
Okay. so
Follow your
just-
natural cycle, and you will find that things will flow more easily in your life.
Okay. My guides give me little symbols, and today and yesterday.
You mean like tiny little cymbals that you bang together and make music?
No, like my dashboard, the D on my dashboard has been flashing.
Yes.
So I get out my manual, and I don't see any evidence that that's us telling me there's something wrong with my car. So, what are they trying to tell me?
Drive.
Drive.
You need to be the driving engine of your life. Doing what I'm just suggesting to you. You need to take action. You need to
More
move
action.
forward.
So they're trying to
Drive.
drive. Okay.
Yes.
And on that same
That's it.
vein. Okay. Thank you.
Drive.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
And are you good day?
So I'm having this issue with time.
Oh, how exciting. What is that issue?
Well, when I was younger, time was very easy to figure out.
Yes.
And
now?
Things took a long time, and I had time to do everything, and everything's so sped up.
Yes. But the idea is that if you're doing more than you need to do, it will translate as not having enough time. When you trust the synchronicity in the kit of excitement, it will organize everything for you, and you will have time to do everything you need to do, and what you don't have time to do, you don't need to do. Does that help, or did I take not enough time to explain that? You want me to go over that again?
Yeah,
Have you heard us talk about the idea that excitement is a complete kit?
right.
And it contains many different tools, one of which is synchronicity.
Correct.
So if you're acting on your highest excitement, that's the first thing you do until you can do it no further. Then you act on the next thing and the next and the next. The synchronicity in the toolkit of excitement will show you exactly how much time you need to spend on any given thing that is representative of your excitement, and whatever you don't have time to do at the end of the day when you're excited about going to sleep, you didn't need to do that day. It is actually truly an organizing principle. It will show you exactly how many things you need to do, when you need to do them, how much needs to be done in a day, and so forth. Let it organize your schedule. Let synchronicity be your guide. And then you will have exactly the amount of time you need to do all the things you actually need to do. The other things at that moment, you may not need to do as much as you think you may need to do them.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah, it's just very scary, but
And why is that scary? If it's a perfect organizational tool
right.
and it's actually showing you what you need to do when, the only reason that would be scary is you're not trusting that to be true.
right.
You think you're going to miss something.
Yes, totally, and it's
Well, then you don't understand how the tool works. Because if there's something that is truly important for you, how can you possibly miss it if it's contained in the organizing principle? You think it will leave something out? It leaves nothing out that's really relevant. That's one of its traits. It leaves nothing relevant out. So you can't miss anything. In fact, the only way to miss things is actually to spend time that you will miss them by worrying about it. You understand?
yes,
Worrying that you will miss things makes you miss things.
right.
Trusting the flow, you can't miss anything that's really relevant for you. That's how it works.
So this sort of illusion that I'm living in this 1920s silent movie where everything's just sped up,
Yes.
versus how things felt, 20 years ago.
Yes.
It's literally like a day goes by
Yes,
in
yes,
like
yes.
20
Well,
seconds.
things are accelerating, but things seem to accelerate when you're living more in the moment. Living more in the now, you create less time. Remember, time is something you're creating.
I know.
Therefore, if you're actually living more in the moment, you're more efficient.
Okay.
And therefore, you can do more things with less time.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So that's the natural progression, to do more things with less time. Because you're doing them more in the moment.
No, that makes sense. And
I know.
probably why,
yes,
children
yes.
have so much time on their hands.
Yes, but again, watch your definitions. It's your definitions of your relationship to the idea of time that make you feel like you don't have enough time. There is always enough time because you're the one creating it.
Right.
But if you create more details, then you need more time. But if you don't need that many details, then you also won't need as much time.
Right.
Work more holistically.
Right. Totally
Yes?
makes sense. Absolutely.
Yes, you say on your planet, work smarter, not harder. Mm-hmm. Work more holistically. And then you won't need as much time to accomplish things.
Right. Okay.
Does this help?
Yeah, totally.
All right. Anything else?
Not really.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.